rolling.
All right, good to go.
Okay, I guess how easy was the decision to start a 5-year extension?
Yeah, it was sort of a no-brainer really. It sort of just, happened naturally, and I never really wanted to leave. So, the club and my management group sort of had to work out the details of it, but there was never any thought in my mind of leaving this club, and super happy to stay here for the rest of my career.
No go-home factor for you at all, obviously coming from New South Wales?
Nah, no go-home factor. My small town of Deniliquin's sort of in the middle of nowhere, so even if I did go back to Melbourne, it's still 3.5, 4 hours anyway. So really comfortable in Adelaide. My family loves getting over and visiting, so like I said, really easy decision in the end.
The length of the deal, how important was that to you to have that security?
It's good to get that security of 5 years. I guess it probably will take me through to the end of my career now. So, like I said, I'm super happy, super settled here. Got my partner over. Her family loves coming over to visit. So, I guess to sort of settle us down, and she can sort of focus on her side of things now, and finding what she does in the workplace and stuff will be massive for her, and less rest any sort of securities ashore. So.
Glad to get it out of the way before the start of the season.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. I sort of don't love the media sort of side of things, and just seeing over the last couple of years sort of players and their names getting thrown around throughout the year, and I guess their performance getting judged a bit more harshly and stuff like that regarding free agency is something that I didn't really want to be a part of, and I let my management group and the club know that, and we were able to get a deal done, which is very safe for me.
What don't you like about the media side of things?
I guess early in my career there was sort of a lot of scrutiny around myself, and then sort of a lot of things happen around personal stuff, and I got a really good grasp on perspective and what matters, and I guess there's always going to be outside noise and I guess judges on your performance and stuff like that, but I think I really know what is important in life, and sort of how to value other people's opinions.
Just on that, you obviously endured those really difficult times off the field. How big a factor was Port's support through that period in you deciding to stay loyal now?
Yeah, they were everything. I think once it happened, when it was all very raw, I sort of didn't really know if I was going to come back and play footy. It was sort of up in the air, but the club, Kenny obviously, Chad Corns, I've got a really close relationship with. The whole club just got behind me, and especially the players. I sort of feel really integrated within this group, and sort of moving into a leadership position now. It's sort of putting a bit more responsibility on me, and I'm probably a bit more empathetic than other leaders just with what's happened in my life. But it's something I'm really proud of, that I can be the person that they can come to for help if they need.
How important was it for you to have that support system during those difficult times? It's like you've got a whole big family here at Port, essentially. Yeah,
that's right. It's a really good family club. Like I said, I was sort of a bit lost coming back to Adelaide after it happened, and I sort of had a few weeks off footy, didn't play footy, and like I said, didn't know if I wanted to come back and play footy, and just once I got back into this environment and in the club, like I said, the people here just sort of made everything go away and all the stress go away. So, it's important, I think, and like I said, I sort of want to be that person for the young people when they're coming over in the first couple of years and they're homesick or they're missing people. I sort of want to be that person they can come to and reach out to.
In terms of the end to last season, mate, obviously you had battling that hip. How much was that actually affecting you sort of back end of the season and into finals, and in what way was it affecting you physically?
Yes, probably took its toll physically and probably more mentally. It sort of come on post the bye, and just sort of had a nagging hip injury a little bit, and then I sort of thought it'd go away in a couple of weeks, which luckily most of my injuries normally do. They sort of tend to go away quite quickly, but once it sort of lasted 6 to 8 weeks and I couldn't train, my only real training was the captain's run, where I might be able to get 5 set shots or something, where I'm normally very meticulous in my routine for the week and how many shots I get and how I move and stuff. It was tough, and I think probably not getting those shots in probably got in the mental side late in the year in terms of performing and set shots throughout the games, and it took its toll. But I'm not going to make an excuse that I put myself out there to play, and like I said, the judges are going to say that, and I'm happy to cop that criticism because I put myself out there.
Are you talking about particularly, say, the gapper where you seemed unusually inaccurate that night, given how much of a sharpshooter you are?
Yeah, probably that's the main one that sticks out. There was a game against Geelong down in Geelong where there was a couple of shots where I sort of probably doubted myself in terms of distance and stuff just because of the pain, but probably the Gabba one sticks out most in my mind, which I want to sort of rectify this year.
But just to be clear, that was more a mental thing because of the injury rather than the pain of the injury affecting you at the time?
The pain of my hip was quite severe kicking. Like I said, I sort of couldn't train and sort of get the reps in, I guess you could say, about my set shot kicking and stuff like that. So, it's probably a bit of both physical and mental.
How's the body feeling now?
Yeah, it's really good. It was sort of my first surgery in footy and sort of first rehab. So, I sort of went in an open mindset and had a few boxes to tick, and it was a boring first 8 weeks where I was on the crutches and couldn't move. But post that I could start running, and it sort of all happened quite quickly. And been back in the main training now for 3 or 4 weeks, so it's been good to be back out there and sort of be pain free.
How about the mental side? Have you been able to refine that rhythm in your set shots?
Yeah, I have. It sort of took probably 1 or 2 sessions of kicking, but I've got a kicking coach here that I work with pretty closely on how to sort of move past the mistakes of a miss or something like that. And Chad Corns has been really, really good this year in our goal kicking space, and I think for me it's just sort of been going back to that natural side of it and kicking naturally, not too getting too worked up about technique and stuff. So like I said, I've been able to get a really good base the last couple of weeks of kicking and training, which has filled me with confidence going into the season.
Is there any sort of anxiety there about what happens when the games come around and the crowd's there and you have to go through that again with the hip now good?
Maybe. I'm not sure. It's sort of a little bit different at training, I guess. But yeah, sort of the last couple of years I sort of owned that pressure and wanted that pressure, and I guess late last year sort of failed in that pressure. So like I said, I sort of want to rectify it and prove people wrong in the sense that I am a good kick for goal, and I trust myself in that space pretty good.
Who is the kicking coach, and what's he brought to the role?
Yeah, so David Steventon is sort of a mindset coach that we can touch in with. I've sort of worked pretty closely with him the last 3 or 4 years in regards to my goal kicking. I've just really worked on my technique and sort of how to get myself in that zone for that 3 or 4 seconds when I'm about to kick, and if I do miss, how I can move on quickly and sort of get into the mindset of wanting the ball back and wanting to have another shot.
Is this the most competition for spots or difficult selection squeeze in terms of key forwards since you've been at the club? Ollie obviously put his hand up big time in that final series last year, and you've still got Jez, yourself, Mitch coming back, Charlie. Is it as tight as you can remember it?
Yeah, it is. I think it's really good though. I think training as us forwards has been really good the last couple of weeks. I think moving into games we'll get a lot more tougher, and obviously we've got such a nice backline now that we can train on and sort of get some good reps in against. But yeah, like you said, Ollie, Mitch coming back is massive. You've got Tom Scully as well, who's been training pretty well. Charlie and Jez. So yeah, it'll be good competitions for spots, and I think that just proves it, brings out the best of most people.
Does that ease pressure on you, or does it add to it, having more competition?
No, I think it definitely doesn't ease pressure. I think it sharpens you up a bit. You've got to be pretty sharp most sessions now, especially, and I think moving into the season, obviously training's going to be shorter and got to make the most of the sessions and put your best foot forward. So I think it works the other way where it sharpens you up.
How's Mitch been looking?
Yeah, he's been good. He's brought his energy right back, which we probably missed a little bit last year. I think he's been back for a week or so now, so he's moving really well. He's sort of got that bounce back that in his jump and stuff that we love, and he's been great to be back on track.
Expect to see him playing on Friday? Or?
As far as I know, yeah, I think we get a few minutes in, which is exciting. yeah, I think he's sort of super keen for it and can't wait to get back out there.
And Big Charlie?
Yeah, the same. I think he trained out there today, so I assume he'll get some minutes in and then move on to the trial games in the next couple of weeks.
You spoke. You go.
Do you think that adds more flexibility to you guys now? Or so many times last year where Charlie was a test, obviously you had your own injury issues. Do you think now that you got Mitch back, you're not going to have the case of you're sort of going to be choosing between, Ken's going to be choosing between rather than who is fit?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we sort of were fallen soldiers at the back end of last year. We sort of we're all a bit wounded, but yeah, I guess going into a new season nice and fresh. Like you said, getting a few back, and obviously the emergence of Lordy and Scully. Yeah, there's a nice group there that are all pretty close, and we all work pretty closely with each other. And yeah, we just want to get the best out of each other. So whether that's someone misses out 1 week or someone plays the same week, I think it's going to be exciting for us.
Last one, guys.
Out of interest, was there ever a discussion last season to have early surgery, or that wasn't really talked about? It was just battle through to the end of the season with the knee. Yeah.
No, I was pretty keen to just sort of push through, and like I said, I put myself out there, so I wanted to take that responsibility, and there was sort of each week I'd go up to Ken and say, "Yep, I'm ready to go." Whatever it took, it might have taken a couple jabs throughout the week, but yeah, I just sort of wanted to play and get our year keep going, but in the end, it sort of wasn't enough.